go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing you do? Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know.
Hey everybody, welcome to All About the Joy. Hi.
What's up?
Hi Rick, hi Cynthia. How you guys doing?
Good.
And look, we can see and we can hear Cynthia so well. Why don't you tell us why, girl? Go ahead.
I got a tablet. I'm finally upgrading, guys.
Yay! Woo! She's still using a 1957. Wait. You're still doing a 1957 cell phone, but you got the tablet. Go ahead, girl, with your headphones. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The intro on these headphones, oh my God, it sounds so much better.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like you can hear the bass and everything.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
These headphones actually were a gift from a doctor I used to work with, and they're both headphones. They're like the noise canceling. Oh my God.
Nice.
You're so cool. Funny. I'm just laughing. She's just recognizing the technology.
Welcome to 2024.
So awesome. Rick, how are you doing? What's going on with you? Before we get to Cynthia, because we got more background on her, but how you doing? How was your week so far?
A little scary work situation, but you know.
Oh, do I already know about this? Or is this something new?
Yeah. Still hasn't been resolved, not even discussed, not even brought up. And I'm like,
so one of these things that happens all the time is when a boss kind of insinuates something and starts making changes and you're not sure why and it feels uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. So because he hasn't said anything and neither have I don't know if I'm going to have a job after tomorrow. I don't know. Because I don't want to do it. What do you want?
I know. I mean, like,
we'll talk about.
I mean, I don't want to share your business, but do you want to give people some insight or do you want me to finagle what it might be and not tell what it actually is?
I ain't got no shame. He wants to put a camera to watch me while I work at home.
Well, okay, let's tell people you actually work remotely. And this is kind of a common thing with remote workers. And I was telling Rick that this is why I'm against remote work. And it's not because I don't think people should be able to work from home. Number one, I don't think most people can work from home. It takes a lot of discipline to do it. Hey, Melanie.
Hey, Mel.
And number two, it makes people who own companies really uneasy because they don't have any trust. And what you're feeling is a lack of trust right now from your employer that you've worked for a long time. And he wants to install a camera. 20 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why is tomorrow the deadline? I didn't know there was a deadline.
He said, I want you to get this set up by the 15th. And I thought, wait, 15th is a Sunday. Why the 15th? And then I remembered, he likes to fire people at the end of the pay period.
Okay, Rick, he can't.
Why all of a sudden now?
I know.
Well, I honestly, I have been getting a little bit behind in work, but it's been overwhelming, and he never helps. I'm like, this is a lot on me. And then he's like, and he keeps throwing more and more and more. And I'm like, I'm only one person. Like, this is like for 3 people at least.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you have that documented as well, though? Like I'm just saying, like, let's say it came down to he did fire you. You actually would have a reason to have litigation for cause if you can prove some of the stuff. Because it sounds like to me he doesn't trust you all of a sudden, but he's also abusing you. You know what I mean? Like he's abusing the fact that you're one person working from home and somehow you're supposed to take care of everything because you're not doing anything. And now I don't trust you. Let me put a camera and prove that you're not doing your work.
What's also fascinating is I always answer the phone, practically the first ring. When they send me a message on a messenger, I immediately answer. So how am I not here at my desk? Like, because I even heard him say one time snidely, like, oh, you're hanging out with your mom? No, not during work hours.
Yeah, but none of that is even important, that whole hanging out with your mom thing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For him, it's really what he's doing is bad and he's handling it wrong. Like if I was advising him, he'd be in trouble. Melanie said, could the employer be projecting how he would act and not necessarily anything with Rick is doing? Melanie, that's what I said to Rick. I said, this isn't even about you. This is about him. This is about the employer. He's having some issues. So why don't you want to just tell him, you know what? Great. I have a camera. You have to reimburse me $425 for it, but I did get it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fine. I have it and I'll have it turned on. And I mean, I know you don't want.
So I'll tell you what I did do. Tell you what I did do. So because of my mom, for people that don't know, she has dementia, and I live with her because she has dementia, and you never know what she's going to do. So that's why I had to put cameras in every room, because I'm like, even today, like I caught her like, don't do that, whatever. So I took one camera out of a room that she really rarely goes to anymore, thank God, because it's right next to my bedroom. I put it in my room. I set it up just to see how it would feel for me. And I put it so that you could see the screen, my work screen, and you could see my hand on the mouse. That's it. I'm like, that should be enough for you to know, yes, I'm here. You can see the screen. You can see I'm here working. Just to see how it would feel. And it still felt icky. I'm like, somebody's going to be watching me constantly. It's weird.
Well, I mean, the reason why it feels icky again is because you feel like somebody doesn't trust you.
And it kind of hurts, to be honest. 20 years with you. Over 20 years. Kind of hurts, honestly.
Not kind of hurts. It does hurt. And I think that's valid. It hurts me and I don't even know the motherfucker. Excuse my language.
And that's your house. Like, that's your personal space. That's your privacy. If he really wanted to know what you were doing, why doesn't he just log into the computer remotely and see what you're doing on your computer?
Oh, that's even worse. You don't want him to do that because
there's no camera like that on the computer he gave me. He gave me a computer with no mic, no webcam, nothing.
I mean, he would have to give you you don't want that either, by the way. Either way, it's somebody watching you. Like, it doesn't matter how you do it. So the way we have it set up with one of our clients, because we have people all over the world that come. So we use like Slack and Monday.com, and people kind of log in there, and it's more of a, it's kind of like a check-in system, but it is kind of like the water cooler place. And that's where we all do projects and stuff. And that's, that makes people feel uncomfortable too. I'm like, listen, you can't have it all. If you're working remotely, there are some things you have to give up. There's just some of them. The problem, Rick, I think that I see is it's been 20 years. You didn't just get hired as a remote worker 3 months ago. And you know what I mean? And this was part of your deal. And I think you have every right to be angry and upset and hurt, for sure.
And I think the biggest problem is communication. And I emailed him, I said, can we talk? This was Friday. I said, can we talk over the weekend offline? I'd like to talk to you. Not a 5-minute conversation either. I want to really talk. Nothing. So.
Okay, well, if he fires you, he also has to give you unemployment. And I mean, worst case scenario, and we'll figure out the next steps from there. I mean, we have to, right? I mean,
so I'm gonna need everybody to like, share, and subscribe, so me and Carmen and Cynthia can blow up. I ain't gotta work no more.
Right.
Share to everybody. Share to your grandmother, your dog, your friend.
And Rick will be the editor.
Right.
I'll probably be good at it.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be the crazy thing? Like, all of a sudden the show blows up. Rick needs to talk. No, I would hire you in a second if I could. I would. We would all do this on a more regular basis. And I hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, well, you'll figure it out. It's not the end of the world. And you know what? I feel like somebody doesn't deserve you. I was thinking about this today with one of my clients. I was working for another client, and another client that I don't work for had to call me a couple times. Okay. And I hate cross clienting, you know what I mean? But in my head, I was like, you guys, you do not deserve me. Like, I kept thinking about it. Like, I'm answering like 15 different things in my head because everybody needs something. And like, I'm too valuable. I should be spending time doing stuff I love to do. Imagine where we would be if we put all our energy into what we want to be doing.
My friend called me today. We used to be really, really tight, but now he's kind of far away, so that makes it hard. But anyway, so I told him everything. The first thing he said was, tell your boss blank. I ain't gonna say what he said. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But he goes, I was working at a job, like a restaurant job, a chain, and he goes, I was disrespected. We were just not treated well. Now he works for another restaurant, mom and pop, small operation. He goes, I work more hours and I actually get more tired, but I'm way happier. I'm respected. I'm actually making more money anyway. So he's much happier. He's like, why would you work at a place where they don't even respect you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Rick, I'm sorry though. This still sucks. It don't matter. It sucks. I'm sorry you're still going through that. Damn. Okay, Cynthia, I hope you have good news with your brother-in-law. How's he feeling? He
Oh
was in
yeah.
the hospital and
He's good. He's home.
mhm,
He
mhm.
came home yesterday, day before yesterday. He's doing better. He can't have any solid food, so just
Mm.
liquids for like the next week or two.
I know, but what happened? Like it wasn't you guys, it wasn't like a planned thing, right?
No, it wasn't. He was actually at work, and then he said all of a sudden he got a really bad pain right around his stomach, and he was bent over. He couldn't take a deep breath, and his boss called 911, and ambulance came. They took him to the hospital and did CT and everything, and found that he had a bleeding ulcer, and it was in his intestines. So they had to
Ah,
do emergency surgery, remove the part that was bleeding, and sew up the rest of it. So now he's just on liquids for the next week or two. So yeah,
I thought you
but
were
I
gonna
mean
say,
he's okay. He's home.
yeah.
But it kind of sucks because it's like his mom is also recovering from knee surgery, and now he's home and recovering from this. So it's like, you
Yikes.
know, yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. I thought you were gonna say ruptured appendix, however you say it.
Oh no, no, yeah. And this is like the first time he's ever been in the hospital, so it's like
Oh, so it's
it
traumatic.
had to be something so right, so so dramatic
Poor
and
guy.
stuff. But he's doing good. He's doing good.
Oh, good, good.
okay. And you guys are doing okay. You're hanging in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. And everything's cool with you at work?
Oh my God. Today was a good day because I was
Somebody
just
wasn't
me
there?
and oh, there were a few people that weren't there. The doctor isn't there until Wednesday. Someone else, yes, wasn't there today. So it was me and the resident. It was nice and quiet. I got to listen to my Christmas music, did my work. It was
You
awesome.
like Christmas? Wait, what?
I know,
You
right? I don't know
you
what
know
all
what
that
I
is,
did?
right?
I stupidly was like, I got into this moment where I'm like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy people some Christmas gifts. I'm gonna buy them like all about the joy t-shirts, everything. And so I ordered all, and I'm like, that's cheesy. I ain't gonna, but I had already ordered them. I'm like, that's so cheesy, like buying people my cups and sending it to them. It's like so ghetto. So I'm gonna have quite a few for myself. They're gonna be here next week. So like, I
I've
just
had
had a
people
moment.
from my store order mugs a lot for Christmas. That seems to be a popular thing.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of promotion, so it's okay. But I was just cracking up. I'm gonna do better next year, I guess. I don't know. Listen again. What's going in my head is this idea of how much time and energy and like emotional, just intellectual, all of the energy I'm using to help other people be rich. And there's
Mm,
no joy in it for me. I mean, I get my paycheck and I can pay my bills, but I'm not excited by it, right? But even when I complain about editing here, at least I'm like, oh, that was funny. When I'm editing, I'm like, oh my
mhm.
God, okay, I'm gonna use this as a clip. There's some joy. Don't get me wrong, I hate editing. I would rather that the person send me the clips and me listen to them and see if I like them. You know what I mean? But there's something in it for me that I'm invested in because
Mm,
this is something I've created and I'm doing it with people I like and we're I think providing a service and there's so much more we could do and I could do if I just had more time. And that more time is going to come from me not working for my clients. And that's what I've come to. Like and so Cynthia, I'm here on air to just I need you to tap into that trust fund and just send me a
mhm.
million. I don't know why you're being so stingy, cousin. No.
I wish I had it.
Right? Oh,
Uh,
so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for 2025. But before we go into that, I thought we would talk about Luigi. Just have a little
oh,
conversation about Luigi. Oh no.
oh, Luigi.
Ooh, Luigi. But let me just say a couple. I love the man's name, right? If you were writing a script for a movie and you named him Luigi, they'd be like, yeah, that's too on point. It has to be more creative. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, too good looking. You gotta no. He can't. That just doesn't. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work in the movie. You know. But in all seriousness, how do you guys feel? For anyone who's been living under a rock, I'll just say the man's name is Luigi. I forget his last name. Something with an M.
Mangione.
Mangione. Hey, Tony. Oh yeah. I should have checked if I'm on Facebook and YouTube because they're working on it on Restream. If it isn't, they're still working on it. And if it isn't working, I'll just repost it on Friday. I should have started with that. We had some issues last week with my streaming and it wasn't showing up on Facebook. Are you able to look, Rick, to see if I'm on Facebook? I did a test earlier today.
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So if you've been living under a rock, let me just say this, that, what's his name? Luigi. What's his last name, Cynthia?
Mangione.
Mangione has been accused of Mangione. Oh, thank you, Tony. All channels are on. He said, "Thank you, Tony, so much."
Good. Thank you.
Has been accused of second-degree murder, which I thought was interesting. It wasn't first-degree. Second-degree murder of CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, killing him on the streets of New York. I guess at some normal hour of the day with a plastic gun he made, a 3D printer plastic gun or something. And he's been accused of murder. And it has really thrown the internet and people for a loop because people are considering Luigi a kind of folk hero, or I don't know what the right word is. I'm trying to use my words wisely. I think there's nuances to all of it, but people are not mad at him, not angry. And there are some people who are a little bit crazy and have T-shirts and are saying that they love him and that,
they've sent money to a GoFundMe.
Yeah, but GoFundMe wouldn't let them do that. GoFundMe wouldn't let them do it. GoFundMe took it down. YouTube took down all these things. Like, people were trying to do all that, but they took them down. And anyways, Rick, why don't we start with you? I was curious to see what you thought about this whole thing.
I mean, what was he thinking? I killed the CEO. Healthcare is fixed now. What? You killed a man with 2 kids. What's wrong with you? Like, a family man? Like, it's just ridiculous. The whole thing is absolutely insane.
Cynthia? I'm just winging. I'm going to create controversy.
So being someone who does work in healthcare, insurances, they do suck. All of them suck, because they do pick and choose who they cover. There's things that are emergency that they don't cover, and it does suck. I get it. But one person can't take it into their own hands and kill one person, and think, like you said, like it's all better now. No, it's not. It's like, do something about it where it goes to court with insurance companies. Do something legal like that. Don't go out there and shoot somebody, because now what? I mean, it's not like, tomorrow everything is covered and you're getting free care all over the world. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So, I mean, it's stupid what he did. I get why he did it, but it's stupid what he did.
I'm going to have to throw in the other side here, right? I'm going to have to defend the people. No. Okay. So I think it's a little bit more in depth than that. And here's what I'll pose as a thought process that people should think about. Couple things. Luigi did not even have United Health insurance. That wasn't his insurance company at all. But if Luigi did it, let's just assume that he did for this argument, because he's presumed innocent until found guilty, right? We still have that in this country. But let's just say it was him. That wasn't even his health insurance company, which I found interesting. That's number one. Yeah. He was dealing with chronic back pain, and he doesn't come from a poor family. It's not like he didn't have insurance and he didn't have access, but even he was dealing with the pain and suffering of not being treated well because insurance companies kept denying him for the care that he needed. Now, I'm going to pose this again, thought process here. Let's be nuanced and let's really think about things a little bit thoroughly here. I am against the whole gun culture in this country to begin with. So my first issue with this is, when you get upset in this country, when you get really, really angry, when you get really, really pissed off, people still have easy access to guns, and that's how they deal with their frustration. We don't use our words. We don't have the ability to talk things out with people. And then everybody wants to throw in, oh, mental health. Stop doing that. He's not claiming that, but I'm just saying, stop with the mental health shit. You know, not everyone has a mental health issue, and that's not an excuse for your behavior. And the gun culture in this country is ridiculous. That is the other problem here that people don't want to talk about. It is so easy now to make a gun. It's a 3D printer gun.
Right.
You make a gun. But more importantly, that's the way we solve issues in this country. You know what? In Sweden, that's not how they solve issues. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they don't have any gun issues in other countries, but in the United States, because we have such easy access to guns, that's how we immediately think we can solve a problem. So that's my first nuanced thing to think about. The second thing I'm going to say, and this is going to rub people the wrong way. Clearly, I've been thinking about this for a while because I'm so just intrigued by it and pissed off by it. Because Cynthia, you know, I've been dealing with the insurance companies for the past year, and it's been pissing me off. And I'm a single woman who makes really good money and have really good insurance, and I'm shook. I'm shook by what people have to go through, and people who don't have the time, people who have children, people who work two or three jobs to make ends meet. So here's the thing I'm going to say to you. United Healthcare specifically has a higher denial claim in double digits in comparison to all the other insurance companies and how they deny claims. And they deny them, and then they make a percentage of money off of how much they deny. So, Rick, what you're talking about, you're right. Nobody should be using a gun to kill anybody for any reason. That is not how you solve a motherfucking problem. But what is the difference between killing people with a gun and killing people with paper? What happens when you're somebody who is being denied care because you have cancer and you have some strange deductible that you haven't met yet, so you can't get your cancer pills because you can't afford them, because you pay $500 a month and your deductible is $8,000 and your surgery just cost you $82,000. You know what I mean? Like it's just this weird, horrible mess that we are in. And it is so nuanced. So just think about that for a moment. Now, I am not okay with killing Brian Thompson or any other CEO, and this is the last thing, and then you guys can chime in on everything I just said. The same day that this happened, this horrible killing happened, actually it was in your state, Rick Costa, Anthem Blue Cross had just announced, and you guys can Google this, had just announced that they were now putting limits on anesthesia during surgery. So you're in motherfucking surgery, and Blue Cross was saying, Anthem Blue Cross was saying, you know what? We're only going to cover a certain time period while you're in surgery. And after that certain amount of time, I don't know, you're supposed to wake up and be like, yo, doc, are you done yet? I have no idea what you're supposed to do. But then they're not going to cover it. So you get out of surgery, and now you're going to have a whole other bill that you weren't planning, because anesthesia should be covered for the duration of the motherfucking surgery you're in, okay? Blue Cross Anthem, on the same day that killing happened, had just announced that. And you know what happened the day after that CEO died? Oh, do you want to guess? Anybody want to guess? Blue Cross is like, oh.
Retracted that, huh?
You know what?
We didn't
mean it. We didn't mean it. We're not going to the next motherfucking day. I am not advocating for anyone to kill anyone. I am absolutely against it. And I am so sorry for Mr. Brian Thompson's family. But I am not sorry for how people have reacted to this, because people are fucking fed up. People are sick and tired of this shit. And when you're wealthy, or at least from middle, and you're still getting dicked over, I mean, I'm not saying we should be getting dicked over like people who don't have anything, but you know that there is something really wrong in our country when this is what's happening. And by the way, Mr. Brian Thompson and all of these CEOs are not making $80,000 a year. So the benefits that he's getting from his salary, which is in the millions of dollars, comes from the denial of insurance to people who are just trying to make ends meet. Okay, that's my
Yep.
tirade.
Yep. You're 100% right. Yep.
It's
And
always
and
been
like I said, look, I work in healthcare. Even my insurance is not great. I even have a high deductible. I have asthma and I need medications. And it's expensive each month. I'll tell you right now, I spend almost like $250 on my asthma medicine, and that's only like 3 inhalers.
Mhm,
It's ridiculous. And I work for healthcare.
mhm.
So it's like a regular person or a healthcare worker, it doesn't matter. We're all getting treated like shit when it comes to insurance.
yeah. I always thought it was weird that. So let's use your anesthesia example. Okay, you need to have surgery. Okay, what type of surgery? Okay, we figure we'll cover an hour. That should be good. Oh, really? So you went into your crystal ball and saw that there were going to be no
Mhm,
complications, nothing weird
Right.
coming up unexpectedly. You knew that was going to happen. So
mhm.
you're not a doctor. What are you talking about? You have no
Wow.
idea. You are not a doctor. You're trying to tell me what they know I need and you don't? Like it's so backwards. It's so weird.
It is. The insurance lobby is hardcore in this country too. There's
The
a
first time I
lobby.
realized there was an issue was people saying like I was pregnant and they got me out of the hospital like the next day. They're like, you got to go. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what?
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
really?
Oh
If
yeah,
you had a
pregnancy was
natural
quick.
birth,
Yep.
oh, you're out the next day. If you had C-section, you're in there for maybe a day or
Mhm.
two. You know,
I
but
I had hip surgery. I was in and out of there in 4 hours. I'm
hmm
not kidding, like, in and out.
yeah,
They were like, it's and I couldn't walk basically, but they like, "You need to go." I
they
mean, it was
force you to walk.
they
They
force
force you
you
to
to I
walk
mean,
right after the
and
surgery.
again, I'm not complaining, but that's, part of it is medical advances and technology, and the other is they don't want you to take up more space because we ain't paying for it. It's
Sad.
crazy. It's crazy, all of it.
Mm.
So I think it's a lot more nuanced, and I understand why people are acting the way they are. And people keep saying it's not going to change. Yes, it is. It changed Anthem Blue Cross to change the anesthesia right away.
Hmm
I know because they know it's immoral. They know it is. By the way, we
Yep.
don't have the best healthcare in the world. We rate really, really low in comparison to other first world countries. We don't have the best. We keep thinking we're the best country. No, we're not. We're failing over and over and over again. And healthcare is the big one, and education. But we can talk about that some other time. But healthcare is huge.
I know
And-
several people that they're like they needed to have something done and like, oh, you're gonna do it in your local hospital? No, we're going out of the country.
Mm, mhm.
Yep.
Think about, 'cause I might be taking a trip to Spain lately. I'm just
I'm going on vacation.
I'm going on vacation.
That's
I'll
where me
come
and
back all
Carmen are really
tangled.
going, right, Carmen?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, but I'm just kidding. I don't think I would ever have elective surgery because surgery is just not my jam. I mean,
Mm.
I did that once.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen during
Oh yeah.
surgery.
I know I'm vain, but I'm not that vain. I mean, I'll never say never. Like, if God forbid something happened and I had to, I'd be like, while you're there, could you?
Yeah,
But you're
I'm
already in that
offended.
area.
No, yeah. Sure, why not?
Can you imagine? No, I'm just saying. I just don't think I would ever do it. Hey, Anthony, how are you? But I don't know. I had called Cynthia at one point this year because everything that's happened with my hand. And here's the thing: this has been an ongoing issue. We're now into over a year because it happened last Thanksgiving, right? Not this past, but a year ago Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And Cynthia, remember when I called you because I got the bill? It was like $914.
Yeah.
All I did was have a fucking Zoom call with my doctor, and It was, and it was out of network or I don't even know what it was. I was so pissed. And I could pay it. See, I could pay it. Did I want to pay it? No, but I paid it. But it ate so much into my money.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not even complaining for myself. I'm really not. I keep thinking to myself, I am so grateful I don't have children. I'm so grateful that I have the job that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who do not have that luxury, and I don't even have it that luxurious. So yeah, so I don't know. I think the Luigi thing is, I'm being funny about his name, but I just think the whole casting of it in a movie. I was like, I'm always thinking about Hollywood because the movie's going to be made at some point. But it's just such a weird and interestingly fascinating thing that's happening, and I ain't mad at it. I think people are angry, and they're using this as the like the piggyback on. I don't think anyone who is talking about Luigi the way that they are is saying it's okay to, like, two things can actually be
True at the same time.
equal. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to say true. I guess true, yes. It's nuanced, right? It's very nuanced, and both things could be valid. That's the word I'm looking for. I can be angry and upset and sad that somebody killed and gunned somebody down in broad daylight or whatever it was, and killed someone nonsensically. That's horrible. But I can also understand why people are reacting the way they are and see how this is making people have the conversation. We weren't having these conversations, and companies like Blue Cross Anthem were instituting bullshittery that people didn't know about. That's the other thing. The only reason why we know about it is because that happened. So that would have been like a little press release they sent out, right?
Right.
And nobody would
It
know
would have been
about
right there while the person's waiting to get operated on. Oh, why don't you just sign this? And it's
it.
like telling them all about the Blue Cross Anthem.
Yeah, that they cover blah blah blah, because that's what they do. Before you go into surgery, they have you sign all this stuff. You ain't sitting there with a lawyer to read fucking 98 pages.
True.
Yep.
And you signing everything away. And when I had my hip surgery, it was like at 5:45 in the morning. We had to be there an hour before, whatever. And Andrea was with me because y'all know Andrea stayed with me for those 2 weeks. And we went in and they asked me for a deposit of, like, I forget how much it was, like 350. It was 300 and something dollars. Let's say $350. And I was like, wait, what? It was like, I don't even have anything with me. Like, I can't, they tell you not to bring anything with you. They're like, we'll just bill you. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that when I came in for the conversation, right? To talk about what's going to happen, the anesthesia. Why didn't you tell me I had to have a $350? That had nothing to do with my insurance. It's because I was at this specialty place getting surgery done instead of a hospital, because that's where my doctor, it's not like I had a choice. No, I don't want to
It's their facility bill.
A facility bill, whatever. And they wanted me to pay it right then and there. And then I was like, you told me. I was so mad at like 4:45 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like an hour before we had to go in. Afterwards, because we all know I loved my surgeon, right? We all know, right? But they sent me the check back for that deposit.
Oh, good.
I complained about it. You know what I mean? But again, it takes a lot of time. It takes the ability to do that stuff. And most people will not do that. Most people, and it's not for any other reason except that they don't know. They feel beaten down by the system. They're not empowered. And more importantly, they don't have time and energy when you just have surgery.
And the most vulnerable are the senior citizens.
For sure. For sure.
Fixed
Those are the ones that
income.
they take advantage of the most.
Yeah, most of them are on like Social Security.
That's so sad. I'm sorry, what, Rick?
I don't know how they get by.
Yeah. Because here in the United States, when you turn 65, you also end up getting Medicare. So you qualify for Medicare, and Medicare takes care of quite a few things. Okay. So I only know about this because 2 of my clients are of that age. And so we end up we try to put them on Medicare because there are different parts. You've probably seen the commercials, Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B, and it's all so motherfucking confusing. But basically, one of the Medicares everyone should be on when you turn 65. You have, I think, 6 months to apply for it after you turn 65. And what it does is it covers certain things like, ambulances or whatever. Anthony said, don't bring anything except the money you'll have to give us. Exactly. Preach. Go ahead, Anthony. So Medicare covers some stuff, but then other stuff it doesn't cover. So then you have to apply and decide to get a supplemental insurance. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's how they get by. Most people don't get the supplemental insurance because they can't afford it, and like one of my clients, he's like, why do I have to get it? He's like, I pay for my family, blah, blah. I'm like, stop talking. We're busy. You know what I mean? I'm like, because you qualify for it because you've been working and you get to, you can use that. And there are certain things it does cover. But no, people on Social Security, people on retirement, people who don't, who have their pensions or whatever, not everyone has that, don't do okay. They end up probably homeless. One medical event, they end up homeless.
Yep.
Have compassion for the homeless because it might be you
Yep.
someday, Yeah, it's a tough one. Well, I feel good that I got that off my chest because I was just cracking up about it all day, and I was thinking about it all week when it happened. It just happened like when? Like this weekend?
Do you see the
Yeah.
conspiracy theories though about the eyebrows don't match?
Oh God,
No.
I didn't see that. I keep seeing all the things where people say he's finer than he is. I'm like, bring it down a notch. He's not that fine. I mean, I know I'm older and everything, but he's not all that. You know what I mean? But I just look at. I think people are also people react different ways when they're uncomfortable, and people don't like to talk about healthcare because it's angry. It's very angry
Yeah.
filled, and so it feels good in a way to talk about this in this way, like somebody's doing it for us, and giving it to the man. And I think that's what we're seeing. And for all the people who are clutching their pearls, like, how dare you? It's always sorry, Rick, it's always the religious motherfucking people too. Stop it. It's more nuanced than that. Everyone isn't a bad person if you just look at all the layers that are involved in what's going on. You know what I mean? And understand that two things can actually be valid. We can be angry about gun violence or someone thinking they should take, like Rick, you were right, what you said, like killing one person isn't going to change everything. But then people are at wit's end.
In a way, it did,
It
though.
did change something,
Yeah.
And it's so funny because CEOs went and I guess they pulled down all their profile pictures from their websites. I'm like, you can still Google them. Like you can still Google them. Like you can still find them. And then they all have like more beefed up security. I'm like, okay, that's one way to go. Or you could do what some places do and say, you know what, we're going to relook at how we handle things and kind of take this as a message to try to figure things out and do better when we know better.
Yep.
I did hear one person say, "These people are loaded. They ain't got no security." I'm like,
I don't think anybody was expecting to be walking. I think he was walking out of his car or something, and
He was coming out of the hotel.
he was coming out of the hotel. I don't know if I mean, can you imagine living your life like that too, thinking someone might kill me because I make so much money off the backs of poor fucking people who can't get medical care? I'm just saying. I'm sure he's a good family man, and I'm not taking away that he was somebody's father and blah, blah. I'm not taking away from any of that, but I wouldn't work for, there are certain things I will not do. I don't work for places that I think are corrupt. I just don't. And I think the health insurance industry is corrupt. Sorry, Cynthia.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Cynthia.
No, I agree 100%.
It
is.
And there was somebody, I forget who I looked up. Oh, I was looking up the CEO of Google. Google, who owns YouTube. YouTube TV just increased their stupid fees again. And it's like 137% from when they first started YouTube TV, which was like, I don't know, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So remember when I was like promoting it, I was like, this is so good. It's so much cheaper. It's like 65. No, now it's going to be $82.99. That was not more than 2 years ago that I told you it was like $65 or something and cheaper than your cable bill. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me look up the CEO. It's all pissed.
Where's my 3D printer? No, just kidding.
What the fuck is the CEO? I was like, but I was like,
I saw this. It's funny. I saw this funny like meme about like streaming sites and stuff like that. And they were saying, before you would pay $200 for dish or cable TV. Now you're paying, $20 here for this streaming
Yeah.
site and 50 for this. It adds up to $20. I mean, $200 anyways.
Yeah.
It's like because you're getting all these subscriptions
Yeah.
just to watch what you used to watch on regular cable.
Yeah. I'm not because I don't do streaming, but y'all know that because
like, wasn't that the initial draw?
She buy months at a time.
I buy months at a time. What?
Wasn't the initial draw like of YouTube was like, you don't need cable. We got everything you need. Come to us, and you pay way less. But at this rate, it's going to be the same as cable.
It is. Well, it's the same as
Yeah.
Hulu. Like, so Hulu TV with ads is $82.99. And so now YouTube TV is also $82.99. They just raised it again. And so right now it's $72.99 for YouTube TV. And now it's going to be the same as Hulu. And that's what they're competing against. And again, why? Right? So here's why I was looking up exactly. And it's not because they're giving me more of a product. I didn't get an email that said, by the way, we're adding HBO to your lineup. That's why they didn't say anything that they're improving. What they said was basically we're competing. And so we want to make sure that we're getting as much as anyone else. Hey, Mario. Hi. Hello, all you sexy people. So they're not offering anything, but they're competing. And then all the money that they're making is all about the profitability of and that's why I was looking up the CEO to see how much he made. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have exact details, but they know it's around the, I think, 5 to 7 million mark or whatever. I was like, 5 to 7. It's not too bad. Like I thought it was going to be like 150 million or something. I'm going to be pissed. Don't get me near no gun. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's, it was so infuriating. And so, yeah, Cynthia, you're absolutely right. I don't have any streaming. And I pay for very high-end internet. I also pay because I have to for work. I also pay for YouTube TV. I also have music. I have YouTube music. So whenever I look at a YouTube thing, there's no ads. And I have YouTube music, so that's another $16.99. I'm already close to $300 a month. When I used to pay almost $200 a month when I just had cable and the internet through the cable service. Yeah. So it's higher now, and I don't have streaming services. They're just screwing us over.
Yeah. We pretty much just use Roku now. I mean, there's so much on there.
You still have to have internet for Roku.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has internet. Who doesn't?
But here's the thing, though. You have Roku, but then you also have, and I know how you have it, but let's pretend you didn't. But then you do have all the streaming services. So a lot of us don't have the ability to have it the way you have it, which is through family. So we'd still end up paying the same amount because you'd want to have all those streaming services to see stuff. Roku does have a lot. I have Fire. My TV has Fire. What is it?
Fire TV.
My TV has a Fire TV or something. Yeah, same thing. But I really want to be able to get all the local channels and stuff. So, but yeah, I have Roku on my other. I don't have another TV, but I have a projector. Those are cool. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just all of it is so expensive. It's just so expensive. It's crazy. Yeah. We hate rich people. But I will say this, Blue Shield is a nonprofit. There are some health insurances are nonprofits, but I have to say those things come with their problems too. It doesn't mean my premium's any cheaper, and it doesn't mean the CEO is making less money. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they finagle that either. But I think things have to change, and people get upset about saying universal health care, but that's where we need to go, people. That's not about socialism. That's about ending this bullshittery of not being taken care of and having the right to good healthcare. By the way, the only people who have great healthcare in this country, do you know who it is? The best healthcare in this country. Guess who has the best healthcare in this country? And before you start, it is not a sports team.
The government?
Yes.
Oh, I guess right.
Our government officials all have the best healthcare you could possibly want. Why can't we have that? Why can't we, the people, have that same kind of healthcare? So when everyone starts throwing out these words, socialism, your government officials are getting the best healthcare and have the best possible policies paid for by the government, and they get the best healthcare possible. And we, the people, do not, because they've stuck it in your head that that is socialism. And somehow you've decided, because none of you, not you guys, I don't know what you do, but none of you in podcast land have picked up a book to learn what socialism is. Yes, Melanie, exactly. Politicians. Yes. The government. They have the best healthcare. So again, all the pearl clutching of a Luigi. I love the name. If anything, we should be saying prayers for people during this process. Everyone, you know what I mean? Because this is, I think this is I don't want to say a game changer because it's not a game, but I think this is changing something. Sadly, I don't think it's a good thing. I don't want people gunning down people because they're pissed off.
Right. Use your words, people. Use your words.
Because we all know I have enemies. People be like, let me get my plastic gun. You know what I mean? Like, I got yelled at today by someone in my office. I was like, you can yell all you want. You're still not getting it. Which pissed him off even more because I didn't react. That's
going back to my boss again. That's what he hates about me, because I do not react. He's like, and why'd you do? Okay. Why'd you do this? Made a mistake. I'm human. Sorry. Okay.
I want to hear him talk to see if he really sounds like Fred Flintstone. Like,
say, okay. I'm like, yeah. What else can I say? But okay.
Yeah.
Like, you cry? Get on my knees and cry and whine.
Well, Cynthia and I were talking the other day, right? Because we had our own little private chat. Well, because we were testing out your stuff. But you said, and I said, you know, it's so funny. Like I swear a lot, but actually when I'm angry and upset, I don't swear at all. Like when I'm really upset and mad at my clients or the people I work with or whatever, I'm actually totally chill. And I think it's kind of funny. It's the irony.
Unless somebody from another country comes and messes up the broadcast, then it might be a little bit different.
That's a whole different motherfucking. When you ask me for attention, I'm happy to give it to you. Happy to give it to you. That's a whole different thing. But yeah. So, anyways, but that's different. That was also still. How do I say this?
It was cathartic. I think.
Cathartic. How do you see me? You're like right here. Yes. It was a long time motherfucking coming. You know what I mean? And that's how that went down. You know what I mean? So, but whatever. People do what they got to do. But I'm just saying, like when you're in a work situation, like what you're going through, like that's why these people get upset, or even my clients get upset with me, because I'm just like, I don't care. Like I said to one of my clients the other day, I said, I don't care if you go out on, I'm not going to say the name of the street, but let's just say Rosemary Street and burn $100,000. I don't care what you do with your money as long as my paycheck is paid. That's all I care about. What do you mean? I'm like, I am not your mama. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Because if it were up to me, you would have sold 15 things by now, but you enjoy this. And I don't. This is not I'm not going to worry about your money. I go home and I sleep Friday to Monday morning. I sleep like a baby child because I don't care. Don't care. He was like, see, it's the way you say things. You trying to be funny. I'm like, I'm not even trying to. I'm not. You think this is funny? I'm like, I can't believe you say this to me. I can't believe you've been with us for so long. Why do you talk to me this way? I'm like, you need a therapist.
And I ain't it.
It ain't Carmen. Dr. Carmen is not in the house, bitch.
Use some therapy tattooed on my arm? No.
I know, right? It's so funny. People get all upset because they want you to react. They want you to be all like, "Ah." And sometimes the best thing to do is just, use your words kindly. Luigi. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I feel bad for him in a way, but he went into jail. He's in custody. And even in the jail, they were saying the other prisoners heard what was happening, right? Because they were all saying free Luigi. Sorry.
The name is just killing you, isn't it?
But it's also just a circumstance. So, like, he's going to be safe in prison. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be okay. Like, it's weird, How about the McDonald's person that, called him in? How do you guys feel about that?
I mean,
Oh, you guys don't know what happened?
no,
I know he went
that's
into
how they found
McDonald's
him.
and someone found him there. Wasn't it like the manager there?
No, I don't know the whole story, but he was in there having a burger or whatever. Why he had gotten away for 5 days. Motherfucker should have been out the country. I'm just saying, you planned something, you could have followed it through. You know what I mean? It would have been like one of those folk things. You know what I mean? It was like whatever you call those things that you can never pinpoint what actually happened. It would be. But he went to McDonald's and somebody there called him, they snitched on him. And that's how they got a hold of him. Marja said, good for him. He needed the money, get the reward. The irony is he's not going to get the reward. So here's the other thing people don't know. Here's the thing I know he's not going to get the reward. And I think it was a woman turned his ass in. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You have to call the tip line. And the person called 911. And now there's somebody else out there saying that he saw him first. So they're fighting over the $50,000, $60,000, whatever it was. By the way, very low bounty for the amount of money we're talking. Anyways, by the way.
So hold on. Not to cut you off, but even the cops are there playing a game like insurance. Oh, you have to call the tip line. You can't call 911. I'm still calling you to come and get this guy.
It's the FBI. It's the FBI. Yeah, not the cops. Because I'm happy to diss the cops at any moment I can, but this is not the cops' fault.
Well, the FBI.
Yeah, right. They're doing the same thing. They're fucking around with whatever. But also there's somebody else claiming that they were the first ones to notice him and they told the person and the person called 911. I know. I saw him too. We all did.
We were all there at McDonald's.
in the legacy of the FBI putting out money to reward people for finding people, I think it's 20% of the time they actually pay out. And when they do, it's also taxed. So, I mean, I'm like, wait, see, you cannot do this to the people. You cannot do this to the people. People will get upset.
Yeah, now we know. Well, am I even going to is it going to be worth it for me to even turn this guy in? Because
this is why people don't say anything. People stay quiet.
Because here's the thing, right? It's always good to do the right thing.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, there was somebody out there violent enough to kill someone. What's to say he wouldn't kill someone else? And someday that might be you because whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. So I still think I'm not mad at the person for turning them in. I know a lot of people were like snitch and whatever. And people were like, he got an alibi. Luigi was with me. I was like, he was
I'm waiting for somebody named Mario to say he was with me.
That's what they were saying. They were saying, well, Mario just said he was with him. But yeah, because of the game, right? The game. People were already doing that on TikTok. It was so funny. And I think that's the other part of this too. The story itself is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. I think the way in which people handle things is what this is also about. He was with me. Yeah, right. I think it's always good to do the right thing. And somebody asked me if I would have called him in, if I would have called the cops or if I would have snitched on him. I don't like the word snitch. I think that's bad. The truth is, I always follow the rules. I always do the right thing. So if I recognized him, I don't think I would have recognized. Like, that's the thing. I see celebrities every day, and I don't know who the hell they are half the time because they're not in their, like they're not in context. So I don't know who they are. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would have noticed, but if I did, I probably would have called the cops for sure. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have.
Mhm.
Because I think doing the right thing is also the right thing in this case. He killed somebody with a gun. And as much as I can understand that somebody else killed other people by making profit and using paper, two rights don't make a wrong for me. Two wrongs don't make a right for me. I'm sorry. Right? Did I say that though?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Two wrongs don't make a right for me. So both of those entities, you know what I mean? So I probably would have called
And
him.
I view it too as you possibly protecting somebody else down the line because, like you said, if you killed one person, what's to stop him from
Yeah.
killing somebody else?
Right. Yeah. So I probably would have. But I think it's been interesting to watch. Like, that McDonald's got all of these bad reviews, and it has like a 1-star rating, and people saying there are rats in the McDonald's. And people, let me tell you, the internet has unleashed the fury of people kind of coming together. And the irony is it's both Democrats and Republicans. Like, it don't matter. This was all across. This is everybody coming together and saying you fucked up.
Mhm.
Not Luigi, but the insurance companies. You know what I mean? And I find that fascinating. Society is fascinating to me.
I saw somebody talking about the whole McDonald's thing. They were like, the internet is interneting again because everybody's leaving them bad reviews, and now they're
Yep.
trying to delete them all as much as they can. I'm like, oh man, can you just?
He just. Hi, Charlie. How are you? Yeah, I just look at I feel like it's a tough time in our country. I think this was, in a weird way, a uniting moment to watch people kind of deal with this, and we'll see what happens. But I think being mad at people's reaction and clutching your pearls off around it without looking at the nuance is actually doing a bigger disservice, to really what the problem here is. And the problem here, let's be clear. Yes, we've caught this murderer, killer, allegedly. He will be dealt with, but are you going to deal with the health insurance problem? Because this is not going to be the last of it if you don't do something about it. This is not going to be the last of it. Come on now. I ain't threatening nobody, so I don't want nobody to come to me. I ain't own no gun. I ain't got no 3D printer, and that is not my jam. I use my motherfucking words, as people know. But I'm just
such a
saying.
thing as copycat killers. Just saying.
Yeah. Charlie just said rich people killing rich people. I know, right? Like, I know. It's still bad. Yeah. Somebody's like, how can you not have compassion for his children and his wife? I'm like, bitch, please. First of all, okay, there are plenty of people that I could have compassion for that I don't, that I actually know. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't about, I have compassion for anyone who has lost anything. They have enough money to get therapy and do what they need to do. What do you want me to say? I don't know them. People get all upset. Like, how am I supposed? Of course I have compassion. That's a horrible thing that happened, but that's not the only subject here. Nuance. I think what we're going to do for 2025, we're going to start talking about nuance, everyone. We're going to start talking about how things have layers. We're going to become a much more educated audience and group of people. Charlie's like, what's the world coming to? I think the world's always been like this. We just have better technology to do it together. You know what I mean? Like, I think we've always been like this. We've always been angry, but now people got a voice. And I'm all for it. I'm all here for it. I'm not here for the killing. I'm here for the part where people are trying to come together to fix something that's broken because government hasn't fixed it and insurance companies are the devil. I'm going to say it. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we start to chime it down, since we're almost at the hour mark?
Remember my cousin, she died at 34 from cancer, and she kept going to different doctors because she was having pain. She didn't know. She had no clue she had cancer. And they were literally all of them telling her different thing, different thing, different thing. And they're like, just take some pain medicine. She's like, I'm taking so much already because this pain is unbearable. And then one day she woke up, went in the mirror, and whites of the eyes, yellow, skin yellow. She was
Oh
jaundiced.
no.
So she went to the hospital, and they're like, kept her there for a few days. I'm like, okay, you're good now, so we're gonna send you home. She said, no, nope, I'm not going home. I'm like, what do you mean? Till somebody figures out what's wrong with me, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then they finally did scans and found out she had bile duct cancer. So
Wow.
a year later, she died.
Wow.
Charlie just
The
had
whole go home thing was the insurance, probably.
probably.
That's
But
why I
also
brought that.
the bad healthcare. I want to respond to that though. I just want to say, Charlie said, absolutely. You ever watched Deadwood? I did watch Deadwood. I don't know if you have. Have you guys watched Deadwood?
Mm-mm.
Unless there's firemen in it, we don't really watch it, Charlie.
No, that's them. That's them.
Here's what I'm going to say, and this is going to be a pitch for Planned Parenthood, and there's a reason why I'm saying it. I know that Planned Parenthood has been put in this category of being all about abortion. Oh, abortion, abortion, abortion. That's all you ever associate with Planned Parenthood. I am going to tell you right now, poor people, myself included, when I grew up, the way in which I got health care was by going to Planned Parenthood and to the community centers that they had open in the neighborhood. Remember the Jamaica Plain Health Center? Is that still there in
Yep.
Jamaica Plain?
Still there.
Oh my God.
Still there.
Oh my
Yep.
God. And never once was I sat down and told, okay, Carmen, if you're pregnant, get an abortion. Never once, because I was a kid, but it was a place to get good health insurance, especially as a young girl. And so part of what you're talking about, Rick, is bad doctors, new doctors that don't have a lot of experience, because poor people always end up having to go wherever they can get to. And there's not enough place that are really great and valid, that have enough money resources to have the good people there. And one of the things you can always count on at Planned Parenthood is that the people that are working there are on point, educated at the best places, are great doctors. And if you're somebody
It's an actual clinic.
it's an
It's a
actual clinic.
It's not just
Yeah.
a place where people get abortions, and
I
that's what
know.
people, have this stigma about it. And it's not. It's an actual clinic where people go just for the regular health care.
Did you ever go there?
I've never gone there. My friend has though.
Yeah, but so Jamaica Plain Health Center is not Planned Parenthood, but they were always the offshoots. Like I always knew where I had to go. And even when I was in Vermont, and even when I first came out to Los Angeles, I looked for the Planned. It's like as simple as me finding out where the firehouse is and the police department is. Like I always have the numbers because I came out here by myself. So I always have this. So I always know who, like where everything is or whatever. It's the same thing. I always look for the health clinic. Yeah. So that's a great point. It is a health clinic. That is the whole point. Yep. So I get annoyed because it gets stigmatized with this. And I don't ever think I had one person talk to me ever about an abortion at a Planned Parenthood.
Right, yeah.
Ever. I think I heard about it because people were always protesting it. But I don't think I've ever walked in there and had anyone talk to me about an abortion. But I'm sorry, I'm pitching for Planned Parenthood here, but I'm also pitching for you to change your minds about supporting community health centers in your neighborhood for this reason. Because Rick, what you're talking about is also just, I don't care what my health insurance says. If my doctor tells me something, I'm going to do what my doctor tells me. But if my doctor's like, you're fine, you're good, you look yellow, but go home, right? That's a bad doctor. Right?
Yep.
Did you guys sue them?
No, I don't think they ever did that.
But you know why? You know why you didn't sue them? Because we're not empowered to sue them. But I know the people I work for who have money, if that ever happened in their family, they would have sued them in a heartbeat because they had the resources and the money to do it. They have the lawyers on retainer. And if anything, they would have had a settlement out of court. But poor people or regular hardworking people would never even think about suing for that injustice. And how old was she? You said 34. 34 and misdiagnosed for how long?
Had to be a couple years at least.
Come
and it was
on,
literally nobody said bile nothing. Like nobody figured that. They literally said all different things. One person even said something about her feet. had nothing to do with her feet. What are you talking about? Like, 'cause she kept going to different doctors and like,
Yeah.
she's like, nobody's telling me what's going on. Nobody's helping me. I'm still in pain. And it's crazy until she put her foot down.
Yeah. I'm
Sad.
sorry. But she
Mhm.
still passed away. Just too young.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
sorry, guys. Well, okay, let's talk about something joyous before we jump off. I mean, okay. Do you guys want to start with something? Anything great happened this past week or anything you want to share?
Besides
Mm,
Cynthia's new device, did we talk about that online or no? Did we say that already?
What new device? What are you talking about?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. Okay, sorry. Brain
You're
forces.
excited. So you're excited for Cynthia's new tablet.
My new tablet.
I also got a new device, which I mentioned last week.
Yeah, you did. These
Gonna
are
ask
things that give you
further.
guys joy. Wow. No, I'm just kidding. I know. I'm a bitch.
It's the
You're
little
thinking it.
things.
You're thinking it. I know. You're like, damn, Carmen's a bitch. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but okay. Are you looking forward to anything? Anything coming up this weekend?
Oh, yes. Actually, this Saturday is our Christmas family dinner. This is our third one.
I'm sorry. Our Christmas family dinner. What?
Well, me, my brother, my sisters, and
Uh-huh.
some of the kids.
So your family Christmas dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not included. See how I'm family when it's convenient.
We can
Sure.
FaceTime with you.
Sure. Whatever. No, I'm just messing
You
with you.
always do it this early?
Yeah, because on Christmas it's so hard because everybody has different families. So
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is always split up. So we try to do it a little earlier.
And
That
also,
makes
it's Teresa's birthday on the
Yes.
14th or something, right? On Sunday,
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday. Oh my God, I have to work tomorrow again too.
Mm.
Oh, let me see. Rick, what about you? Okay, so when do you find out? You think he's going to talk to you tomorrow?
My weekend will depend on tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
He might not even say nothing and just drop it. I don't know. It's not the first time.
But you did set it up. You set up your camera thing in the bedroom with your mouse and like I'm trying to think of like a remote control something he could have that pushes the mouse around every few minutes. You know what I mean? Like you can up. I'm sorry, I just cracking up about that. You can buy like a little remote control car so you can be in the other room. I'm just kidding. I'm
That's
sorry.
Ah,
I'm sorry you're going through that, but hopefully he does drop it and it's not a big
yeah.
deal.
Try to see the positive in it. If he drops it, he drops it. But if something worse does end up happening, just think of it as a blessing that it's something where you can move on. Maybe it's meant for you to move on from this job since you've been there for so long.
Yeah. That's how I try to look at things. Don't necessarily think it's something bad. It might be a launching pad for something better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When a window closes, a door opens,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah. I don't know if I really believe that, but I want to believe it. I don't know. There's a part of me that's just kind of mad that anybody would play that game with you to try to get you out after that many years, right?
Yeah.
It's just like for me, I want to call and be like, "What are you doing? Like, if you want to get rid of him, just get rid of him. Why are you playing this game?"
Right.
You know. But you'll definitely do not quit. Remember, do not quit
Yeah, I
because you want to
know.
get unemployment, and who knows? Who
And
knows?
whatever the reason is, have him do it in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Always have it in writing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not the note I wanted to go off on, but it still seems kind of very.
What are your
depressing.
plans, Carmen?
Oh, yeah.
What are my plans for the weekend?
Yeah.
So I have one client whose main person just went on vacation today. They haven't had a vacation in like 10, 15 years, and they just left today. So I am working my butt off to cover that person because I want them to have a relaxing, wonderful time. They're actually on a cruise.
Nice.
Cynthia, I was like, "Oh, a cruise? Okay, well, whatever works for you."
Mhm.
But him and
Wouldn't
his
go
whole
at this
family are
time,
going.
but okay.
I'm sorry?
I said I wouldn't go at this time, but okay.
Well, it's him and his family, and I don't know where they were going, but I didn't ask. But I was like, cruise, I shut off. I'm like, la 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 la. But it's his entire family, so it's like a whole thing. So my whole thing is like, I'm just going to power through for the next week because I am working for 3 different clients, but this client I'm doing like double the work and whatever. And so even though it's not a exciting thing and it's not something I really want to do, it's a challenge for me. And I know that it's going to help him have a really nice time. So I'm looking forward to it being over when he returns after Christmas. So we'll see. So yeah, there's nothing joyful, for me either, I guess. Yeah. So, it's always all about the joy at the end of the day. See, we're all smiling anyways. I think it's fun to share.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I do have a question though. Cynthia, you're gonna watch Stargate SG-1. You're gonna try to watch it? Like,
Yeah.
when are you gonna try to watch it?
Um,
Well, no, because Rick, I was thinking we should watch it again. We should watch it again and do like a commentary or something every once in a while. What do you think?
I mean, I watch a lot of people that do review things, movies and TV shows all the time. And there's so many times I'm like, I wish I could do that.
But wouldn't it be fun if we did it? But we need somebody new to watch the episode so that we could go along with them. That's why I'm kind of pressuring Cynthia to do it.
Okay, so it's Stargate SG-1. And it's the
As
show,
opposed
not the movie?
As opposed to the movie, which is just called Stargate.
Do not watch.
Okay.
She does not need to watch the movie. It's just going to make her not want to watch it. I'm sorry. It's a different thing. What do you think, Rick? What do you think?
I mean, I have appreciation for both, but if the point is to get her hooked into the SG-1, then yeah, I'll probably just watch SG-1.
Look, here's the thing. Kurt Russell and not David Spade. It's it's not James Spader.
Spader. Yeah. Is it James Spader? Yeah, I think that's
James Spader are in the movie, right? So Kurt Russell, remember he like whatever, and it's the continuation of that movie. Basically, is what the TV show is, but Colonel Jack O'Neill, who is played by MacGyver. Remember MacGyver back in the day, right? Richard Dean Anderson is a whole different ball game than Colonel Jack O'Neill in the movie played by Kurt Russell. And it just, I think you do not need to see the movie at all because I think it'll turn her off. I had seen the movie, didn't like the movie. And when the show came out, the only reason why I watched it is because everyone knows I was addicted to Richard Dean Anderson. I can't believe he's like in his 70s now. And I'm like, I get so sad when I look at men that I was so hot for. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so old. I'm so cute and adorable because I'm getting my face lift in Chile. Going to Chile, like getting all tucks and everything. So I think it would be cool. I was thinking about this. If you watch Stargate SG-1, you could do one episode a week, right? We could do a different show. We could come on maybe on a Friday night or whatever and talk about this show. I'm not trying to force you to do another show, whatever day. It doesn't have to be a live one. We could do it closed and then air it. You know what I mean? Like then I can do it and air it. And we could just do a commentary on this. It might be fun. I don't know. But is that too much pressure?
No, I mean, I'll watch it probably before the end of the year.
End of the year? Like it's a one episode.
I was going to say, we talking about one episode?
We're talking about one
I'm talking
episode.
about the whole thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do one episode right now.
Oh, you're thinking of watching the entire series? No. What I'm saying
It'll take too long.
Oh my God. It's like, how many seasons?
Like 10 seasons or something?
It's like 10 seasons.
Hey, I watched Game of Thrones that had 8 seasons, 21 episodes in a week.
What?
I sure did.
I ain't got that kind of time. Damn, really? Did you love it? You must have loved it.
I loved it.
Oh, yeah, she had to have.
Okay, can I tell you, Game of Thrones, I watched 20 minutes and I was like, I'm out. The whole forest and the killing and I'm done. I'm done. It was too deep for me. I was done. Didn't even get, I swear to you, 20 minutes, most. Yeah. Did you watch Game of Thrones, Rick?
No.
See? Did you even try?
Nah, based on what I heard about it, I was like, yeah, I don't think that's for me.
I would think you would love Game of Thrones. That's so weird, right, Cynthia? I would think you would. You know why I don't like it? Because it's too gory for me.
Yeah.
It's too dark. But Rick, I'm surprised. I would have thought you would have been like loving Games of Thrones because it seems right up your alley.
Nah.
You know what would be right up your alley is 911. I'm just saying. If I'm gonna make Cynthia watch, okay, no, Cynthia, I was saying watch one episode, right?
Okay.
Watch one
Any
episode.
specific one or
Yes,
like
the
the
pilot.
first episode?
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, besides a pilot, isn't there an episode where they are in a false reality and they're firemen?
Yes. Wait, it started to. Are you being funny? I was just telling
No, I'm
Cynthia about
serious.
it. I said it today.
Yeah.
It's called Changeling, and it's. Do you know which one it is, Rick? It's
I don't.
Changeling when
Yeah.
Teal'c is sharing the symbiote with Braytac, but
Mhm.
he's having that mental moment where he thinks he's a fireman and thinks he's on SG. It's really well done. You know which one I'm talking
Okay.
about? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't sound interesting.
Ah,
I think you would like it. No, Cynthia, watch the pilot. Just watch the
okay.
first pilot, and then we'll have a conversation about it. But if you don't want to do it, it's fine. We'll find somebody else.
No, watch it. Just taking me out. That's all.
We can get somebody else to do it. Yeah, you know who would be the somebody else who would never do it? Andrea.
And
She's like, I won't fucking watch that shit. No. Okay, wait. One more thing. Wicked. You saw Wicked, Cynthia?
Yes, I love it. I love the play. I
Rick
love the
didn't
play.
see it.
I mean, I've
Rick
seen the
didn't see
play.
it. Rick, did you see it yet?
How can I?
I know. Well, you've seen other movies. I'm just saying.
There's these group of people that I watch, and this one guy was like, Adam, he's like, I'm not gonna watch that movie. And then he said, you know what? If I get, because he gets super chats on his channel because he's up there, whatever. He goes, if I get $1,000, I will watch Wicked. And the people were like, we gonna make him watch Wicked, and they did it. And he's like, oh no, I get it.
Did he love it? Did he go see it?
I didn't see it. Yeah, I think it's this weekend. I think.
Oh, he's gonna love it. It's so good, right?
And he hates musicals.
It's so good.
Everybody hates musicals. Okay, fucking watch it anyways. Stop.
So let me say one thing about this with the whole musical thing. I've seen so many musicals in the past, and there are movies where everything is just singing and singing and singing, and it's annoying. This one, yes, it had singing, but it wasn't overpowering the movie. Like, you had the specific songs, obviously, but there was a lot of talking. It wasn't like the whole movie was just singing. So don't go into that, thinking that, oh my God, they're just going to be singing throughout the whole thing. It's not like that. It is well done.
But I think it's because we love the story. That's why but it is a lot they sing through the whole movie, Cynthia.
They do. But like,
it's done so well. And it's and you lose that they're singing. That's what you mean. It's done so well that it's a story that's happening.
Yeah.
It's
so good.
It's so good. And part 2 is going to be amazing.
Oh my God.
When's that supposed to come out? Next year or something? Or?
Next year, November sometime. Yeah.
I gotta say, I cried.
Okay, here's the thing. I knew the story. I didn't cry. I did my TikTok thing.
I knew the story.
This is me going into Wicked. You know how everybody did that? I did the and this is me after Wicked. I was like, it was good. I didn't cry though. I didn't cry. I did enjoy it. And I thought they were both brilliant. I thought what's her name? Both of them, I'm forgetting that. Ariana Grande and
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo, right. They were just brilliant, but also, can we give props to what's his name? That young man. Let's give him who plays Furio. How do you say it? Furio?
I forgot his name.
Okay, that boy is hot. That boy is fine. Okay, that's Luigi. Okay, that's not Luigi right there. He's not Luigi, but his name, what's his name?
I forgot his name.
I forgot, but he is a sweetheart, but he plays one of the main characters too, and he ends up becoming the Scarecrow for people. Oh, I probably gave too much away right there, but he ends up becoming oh, whatever. Go see it.
Spoiler.
Plain spoiler, but he's amazing, and he's the dancing and
oh my God, the dancing. The dancing was so cool. Yeah,
well done.
And can you say Ariana Grande? They picked the perfect person to play Glinda, because she always plays this like little ditzy like girl, but it was like I saw her and I saw Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh,
It was,
didn't you love that part though? When
oh
well,
my, yes.
that would be a spoiler. I don't know, but theater people, like, unless you're theater people, you don't know who they are, right? The woman who
Mm.
sang Frozen and Kristen Chenoweth, they were in the theater aspect, and they come into the movie as the same thing. It's very funny because they come on stage and you could tell all the theater people in the room because everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Ah!" Rick, it's kind of like when you saw Captain America come out and he did what
Oh,
movie was it?
Deadpool and
Oh, that.
Wolverine.
Deadpool. It's kind of that same thing, like
Oh,
Captain
yeah.
America comes out, but it's not Captain America, and you're like,
Right.
oh my God, it's that same feeling, you know what I mean? But you can tell who other theater people are because some people don't know who they are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is so weird because they're royalty,
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
anyways.
It was so good. It was so
Oh, see,
good.
we found joy to end
Yes.
on. Okay. Everyone, thank you so much. We'll be back next week with short. Oh, okay. We
What a
stopped
Christmas
it for a
present.
moment because Cynthia got something
Sorry.
to say.
Sorry. Okay.
It's a
So,
Christmas present.
Oh no.
there is a Christmas craft festival that's going on over here in the Seaport, right? That I went to,
Uh-huh.
and I got this right before I went to see Wicked, and I just put it together.
Oh, wait, are you sending that to me for Christmas? That is nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I love that. Because people who don't know, Wicked is intertwined with the Wizard of Oz. I don't think a lot of
Yes.
people know that. They don't get it. They
Yeah.
don't understand that
It's basically the
Wicked is about
story
the
of,
Wicked Witch of the West.
right.
And the story starts when she melts and dies. When Dorothy throws water on her and she dies, that's when the story starts. And then they go back to the beginning as to how
What
their
happened?
yeah, what happened. And so that is really great. Oh, I
Isn't
love
that cool?
it. When are you sending that to me? Thank you. Happy birthday to me.
It's in her will.
I can't understand what it's just so I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love that. Actually, it's beautiful. So where did you get that? Oh, you got it at a craft show.
Yeah, so in one of the booths, the lady does the illustrations, and she had tons of different like characters, and I saw that one, and I had to get it.
That's really cool. It's actually a beautiful one, so it's cool. All right, everyone. With that, I'm going to shut it down. Listen, please remember having some nuance in your life. Try not to overreact to things that come out in the news. Try to take a moment, think it through, do a Google search. I really think in 2025, we have to learn to go deeper in every single story. So I hope everyone kind of takes that away from this live stream today. But also check out All About the Joy on all of our live streams on YouTube, especially Facebook, LinkedIn, giving a shout out to people who keep following us there. Really appreciative. And Rick, I know you were surprised. We get a lot of people asking to be on the show. And I don't know if I blind CC'd you, Cynthia, but we have another person that wants to come on the show because they saw Dana's interview. So we might, we're going to try to have one great interview a month. That's what we're going to try to do is have someone on the show once a month, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much. Remember, at the end of the day, it really is all about the joy, and we really appreciate you being here. Bye.